Kia ora, Matapelo here bringing you the latest national weather forecast. Well, today on Friday, we saw the country sandwiched between these two areas of a little bit of wetter weather. Up here in the north, a low pressure system is bringing just some rain and showers up into Northland, Auckland and Coromandel, whereas down here, just some showery weather passing through. The rest of the country today actually partly cloudy and even fine in a lot of places. So what we're expecting for the rest of today, that low pressure system continues to head towards that top of the North Island. It doesn't quite move across, so we'll just be seeing a little bit of occasional rain out in Northland and then drifting down into the Coromandel Peninsula as well. And then down here in the south, we see that front also continuing to bring those showers for the rest of today. And while the rest of the country sees this ridge of high pressure building, bringing actually mostly settled weather for the rest of Friday. Into the overnight period, we just see those systems continuing to move, that low pressure system drifting ever southwards and that front continuing its eastwards movement, while the rest of the country still remaining quite settled. We are expecting a little bit of cloud for the North Island and in these eastern parts of the South Island, whereas the western parts, not too much cloud expected. So having a look at the temperatures overnight, bit of a mild one for the North Island, those temperatures in the double digits for most places. Out here in the east, ranging between 10 and 11, and then up in Auckland, 13 degrees expected. In the South Island, bit of a different story. Those temperatures are mostly in the single digits overnight. It is a little bit of a cooler air mass behind that front that we saw. So we see places like Christchurch, only a minimum of 6 degrees overnight, and other places mostly in the single digits. So having a look at the North Island for tomorrow, a little bit of a foggy and low cloud start to the day for these inland places. But as the day goes on, we see that rain that we saw in the north actually moving away fairly early. Most of the day is actually going to be partly cloudy to fine for those places up north. Down here in the east, we do start to see a little bit of showers starting to build through. And in those central parts and even these eastern ranges, even some possibly heavy showers in the afternoon and evening. Down here in Wellington, that front moves upwards with a southerly change, so a little bit of showers expected from the middle of the day onwards. For the South Island, once again, we see the bulk of the weather concentrated in the east. It is going to be a bit of a cloudy day, becoming more cloudy as the day goes on. Some showers starting in the inland areas and spreading elsewhere along those Canterbury plains. Whereas over here in the west, actually beautiful and fine conditions expected on Saturday. Maybe a bit of a southwesterly breeze along the coastal area, but a fine day nonetheless. Then the final part is down here, down south, this frontal weather system that we're seeing. A little bit of showers in the morning, maybe 1 or 2 throughout the day, and another wave of showers later in the second half of the day. So having a look at temperatures for Saturday, we see quite mild conditions for the North Island. A lot of places touching and even exceeding 20 degrees out there. Auckland lovely at 21 degrees and the same in the center of the North Island. Out here in the east, 22 degrees for Gisborne. The overnight temperatures also remaining fairly mild. We've still got a little bit of cloud that will be affecting that North Island area, keeping temperatures on the warmer side. Then for the South Island, a little bit of a different story with those temperatures, mostly in the teens, maybe even the low teens, only 12 degrees down in Invercargill. Out here in the eastern parts, those mid-teens will be dominating on Saturday. And even the overnight temperatures, again, in the single digits, maybe a little bit on the chillier side. We see down there Queenstown, a 3-degree start to the next morning, Sunday morning, and Christchurch, 7 degrees overnight. So looking ahead to Sunday, actually Sunday of the long weekend is going to be the coolest day. We see mostly a southwesterly flow over the country and this high pressure system starting to build. High pressure systems are usually associated with more settled weather, but there is a lot of moisture trapped underneath. So we're actually going to see quite a bit of showers, especially for those inland parts of both islands. That eastern South Island, a little bit of a chilly day into Sunday. By Monday, we see the next frontal system starting to move through from the west. So that slowly drifts towards the country. Doesn't bring too much rain just yet. That's a story for the next day into Tuesday. So we actually see another day of maybe just some showers in the inland parts, but actually quite an improving trend. Definitely the sunniest day of the long weekend for the central North Island. Well, that's it for me for now. Matewa.